Okay, now there's the issue of your own resentments. All right. Oh, I would look at it as a spiritual challenge in order to identify honestly what resentments you have, to list your top 5 resentments. It's important you know what they are, so they're not just simmering underneath the surface. And don't think that you're not a spiritual person if you have resentments. No, it's part of the human condition. This is one of the spiritual challenges of being here on earth, is learning how to deal with resentments and expand from a smaller part of ourselves into a larger part of ourselves. All right. That's the exercise when you're dealing with resentments, to recognize your ego, to even give your ego a name. You can, so you can identify it quickly, whatever you want to, give it, you could name your ego and say, I know you're feeling that way. You have to talk to parts of yourself. I know you're feeling that way. You're right. I know it, but I'm going to expand larger to deal with it differently. So you don't want to shut the ego off. All right. Don't try it. It won't work. You could try, but it won't work. It just gets worse. It gets loud, and then it really takes over. So you have your ego, and you have, everybody here has a larger part that you can consciously shift into, even though the ego doesn't want you to. All right. It's a very rare ego that will say, fine, I understand your point of view. It just doesn't do that because it's not made to do it. It's the chatter in your mind. It's the part that doesn't want to do it. So when you're dealing with resentments, you want to list your top 5 resentments, so you're clear about it. What are your resentments? What do you want to hold on to? Was it someone who disrespected you? Was it a friend who wasn't there for you and abandoned you? Was it someone at work who just was snippy to you? So you have a resentment. It can be little things, so-called little things, and bigger things. And so it's important to list the top 5, and next to that, put why your ego wants to hold on to it. Whatever it is, the top 5, what the resentment is and why your ego wants to hold on to it, so that you could put it on paper, so you can see it, so you can name it. It's important to name things, because often in life, particularly if resentments have built up, you don't name anything. It's just this big cloud of negative energy going around in your body. And it also, lodges in your body. So that's one of the, the really downsides of holding on to resentments if you're an empath, because it doesn't go away. If you hold it in your mind, it will find a part of your body that it will settle in. So that there are consequences to not holding on to it. And you have to notice if that's the case as you're doing this resentment work, to notice what part of your body, do I feel this resentment? What's your vulnerable part? Is it your back? Is it your stomach? Is it your GI tract? Does it slow down and grasp and hold, onto things? Is it do you get migraines, headaches? Do you get depressed? Because resentments, they're strong energy. They can pull you down. Or do you have chronic anxiety underneath the surface all the time because things are simmering under there? All right, it's just something to consider. So you list your top 5 resentments and why you hold on to them. And then just ask yourself if you're willing at this point in time to release them. All right, just ask yourself, go through 1 through 5. Am I willing to release them? Put yes or no. And then if you're ready to release them, to consider this. You're not seeking to forgive the person for their heinous act. You're not seeking to forgive the person who hurt you necessarily. I'm not going to forgiveness. You're not letting them off the hook. You're not forgiving their anger, their narcissistic rage and hostility. You're not forgiving your mother for neglecting you. That's not what this is about, necessarily. You can take it to forgiveness if you want to, but it's about finding compassion for the woundedness and suffering and lackings in the person that caused them to do whatever they did. Your ticket out of suffering is to connect to their suffering and make an attempt to have empathy with it. All right. This is not what the ego wants to do. And I'm not saying let them off the hook or be a doormat or not set boundaries with them. It's just that stretch of the heart that wants to find the suffering behind whatever the act was. And just notice in yourself, if you're saying, I don't think so, I don't want to do that. You don't want to do it. Just be ready for that. You don't want to do it. But if you're willing in your heart, this is where the heart knows better than the ego. If you're willing in your heart for your own sake, this isn't for their sake. I'm concerned about you and I want you to be free. That act of counterintuitively reaching out into somebody and finding the suffering that caused them to do the act, it begins to free you from holding on to it. All right.